World War III has never been closer than it is right now. We need to clean house of all of the warmongers and America last globalists in the deep state, the Pentagon, the State Department, and the national security industrial complex. One of the reasons I was the only president in generations who didn't start a war is that I was the only president who rejected the catastrophic advice of many of Washington's generals, bureaucrats, and the so-called diplomats who only know how to get us into conflict, but they don't know how to get us out. For decades, we've had the very same people, such as Victoria Nuland and many others just like her, obsessed with pushing Ukraine toward NATO, not to mention the State Department support for uprisings in Ukraine. These people have been seeking confrontation for a long time, much like the case in Iraq and other parts of the world, and now we're teetering on the brink of World War III. And a lot of people don't see it, but I see it, and I've been right about a lot of things. They all say Trump's been right about everything. None of this excuses in any way the outrageous and horrible invasion of Ukraine 1 year ago, which would have never happened if I was your president, not even a little chance. But it does mean that here in America, we need to get rid of the corrupt globalist establishment that has botched every major foreign policy decision for decades, and that includes President Biden, whose own people said he's never made a good decision when it comes to looking at other countries and looking at wars. We have to replace them with people who support American interests. Over our 4 years in the White House, we made incredible progress.
So yes, people, this is former President Trump of the U.S. giving a speech because he want to run for 2024 again to the presidency. But he says to my subscribers and to anyone who's watching, forget about what they've been, this narrative that they've been pushing to you that Trump is crazy, he's stupid, you know what he's doing. Regardless of what they were saying, when he was in power, there was no threat of war. They say he was cozying up to dictators now, but that's better than war because the US themselves push Ukraine towards NATO, knowing Russia going to retaliate if they go too close to join. And this was a well-known fact. This has been told to multiple presidents over the years, and they all ignore this and still push it. So you can blame America for this war and this inflation that's on the rise and going on right now. And President Trump would never go to war if he was there. He would never aid Russia. Not Russia, sorry, my bad. He would never aid Ukraine either. Because, again, it is all the fault of the Americans. And they hiding behind the fact that, it's NATO but it was, they had promised Russia not to come too close to the border with NATO, but they forego that. And now this comes to the... But anyway, back to Donald Trump. Listen to what he's saying. These wars are $1 trillion budget. So you know how much people get rich off of wars, how much mercenaries and companies that trade in weaponries and selling ammunition. These are the people who are making money off war, off lives being lost. So he's not crazy and he's not wrong, as people might say. He's gonna run again, and hopefully, I'm not an American, so I can't vote, but hopefully people can sift through all the rhetoric, to all the news media pushing a narrative. Take a time out, listen to what he's saying, and look and see what he have done. He have done more than most other presidents did, in my mind, towards when it comes on to laws. Except he did say some things about illegals, but put it in the context. What he's saying, he might say it out in a rough manner or landish manner, but what he said still stand. Every country has the right to protect the borders of illegal people. That's a given. So I don't know why people acting as if he's lying when he was saying, come to the country legally through the right way, put in for your visa, and come to the country legally. He's all for that. But is the people were using conflicts as an excuse to rush to the state. I don't know why people are rushing to the state, because it's not that great, because they get treated so bad. Anyway, let's continue this speech, what he's giving.
In putting the America Last contingent aside and bringing the world to peace. And now we're going to complete the mission. The State Department, Pentagon, and national security establishment will be a very different place by the end of my administration. In fact, just into my administration, it'll be a very different place, and it'll get things done, just like I did 4 years ago. We never had it so good. We'll also stop the lobbyists and the big defense contractors from going in and pushing our senior military and national security officials toward conflict, only to reward them when they retire with lucrative jobs, getting paid millions and millions of dollars. Take a look at the globalist warmonger donors backing our opponents. That's because they're candidates of war. I am the president who delivers peace, and it's peace through strength. There was a reason we had no conflict. There was a reason we didn't get into wars, because other countries respected us. I entirely built, all right from the beginning, rebuilt our military. It's a big reason for that. They didn't want to mess around with the United States, and now they're laughing at us.
So there, I just see the end of the video, which all of what he says is valid points, is facts. Biden went in, stirred things up. Now they're selling billions to Ukraine. They still have sanctions on African countries, especially Zimbabwe. Then he never lifted. He's flying around all over Africa, and he also sending his Secretary of State all over Africa to sign deals. But yet they want to sanction these countries. The same countries they want to try strike deals because he want to. He recently signed not a deal. It was a training, a collaborative between Ghana, military and American military have a deal going on right now. And he's going around different other countries with South Africa, and he wanted to sign deals and everything. But yet, you're threatening the same people you're trying to make deals with. So he flip-flops on things. On one hand, he wants to do something, and on the next hand, he listens to the woke people and go against his own benefit of America. That's why, so now he's targeting Africa on a global scale, the entire continent. Not just one country, he's targeting the entire continent. Who does that? Because of what? They want resources, they're running out of allies, so they're trying to bully Africa into taking their side to go against Russia and China. But that won't happen because China is ingrained in the infrastructure of Africa right now, when spending money to build up infrastructure and signing deals and stuff like that. So even the French is doing the same thing, Germany. So they're all doing this. They all want to be a part of the African uprising and the global economy. They want to take a piece of it. But I hope these African countries keep in mind what the Americans are. They are snakes. So keep that in mind. So hope you learned something as always. You know what the drill is. Like, share, and subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. You don't know. Peace. One love. Boom.